You can see you're kind of falling in this direction and there's no stability here. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just what the term we use is getting into the hip. All right. It just means being able to load that leg before you drive so that you actually have something to generate power with.
Meeting with Coach Peter.
I'd say those are the two biggest things for you. And then what your dad was describing in terms of being forward, right? That kind of ties into getting into the hip, right? Because if we want to get into the hip, we have to sit back into it as well. So we'll talk about all that. Those are the three things that we kind of pinpointed for the video. There it is, right? That is yanking you way, way, way off to the side. Okay, so if you watch your upper body, okay, and this is kind of hard to do on video, we'd like to minimize the side-to-side movement, okay, because it's wasted movement. And this isn't going to work because I'm at an angle here, but you can see your upper body, right? A lot of side-to-side swing because your arms are pulling you side to side, right? That's we call it inefficient, right? You're wasting energy going side to side. That's number one. Okay. Number two, you have a little bit of what your brother does as well, right? In terms of what we just call getting into the hip, right? So again, right? Look here, right? Your hips are now pointing in this direction when you haven't finished extending this leg yet.
So you're cutting your stride off way too early.
Right? There's too much rotation going on in this.
The power's not transferring to the other
Is that, I have a question. Is that easy fixable on ice or more you fix it off of ice?
Let me show you.
Honestly, what we do is we teach you how to put stiffness or softness control into a joint. And we can isolate the movement in here and you can learn it very easily. And then when you get it on the ice, it'll just click.
It's always, yes. Like, so it's very hard to teach that, like I was talking to them about the zipper, it's hard to teach on the ice.
Yeah.
You can do it. So for example, this was the same session, right? I already showed you this video, right? It took you about halfway through when I yelled at you, elbows halfway through, right? But if we get to right about, I believe, here, that's a good looking stride. That's the same session.
Yep.
Right?
And the zipper's actually right.
Yeah, right? You fixed, and I think we talked about the zipper too, right? Yeah, we did, okay, right? So again, about half of them weren't great, half of them were pretty good. You build up consistency as you practice it, and again, if you do that in here, it just compounds, it just comes along quickly. Right? But again, same session, right? So as long as you know how to coach it, we can do it.
A lot of times you can make the adjustment to the upper body and it'll actually fix the lower body also. Because it all works together.
Beautiful.
Any questions on any of that stuff? No.
All right, so that was the first review with Peter.
So a couple of things
now
on how
we're
we
going to do some exercises.
So we will spend a lot of time not just running you through exercises, we're going to explain a lot of concepts to you guys, right?
Because we want you to feel what this, know how this feels. Because again, when you get on the ice,
we're not always going to be there to coach you, right? We sometimes will be, but we're not. So we need you to be able to figure it out on your own. And the reality is, right, you're not going to work with us forever. So we want you to understand how to do these things on your own when we're not there. Okay, so we're going to teach you, like, this is what you need to be able to feel, this is how it should look, this is how it should work, so you can do things on your own. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of that. We are going to suggest every time you leave homework exercises, right, for you to do on your own. They won't be hard, they'll be very simple. You can do them or you cannot do them. I'll tell you right now, the kids that do them, they progress through stuff a lot faster. It's more practice. Okay. Anything else before? The last thing you'll notice, a lot of the first couple of sessions that we'll do, the exercises will be, for lack of a better word, kind of boring. Okay. Very basic stuff, right? We're working on simple things. You'll notice that we will build them into more complex things like running, jumping, slide board, right? Got to get the basics down first. It's really important.
Later on, we'll get into a very complex movement pattern, and we'll be able to reference a coaching cue from something on the wall, and you'll know exactly how to apply it. So you kind of learn it as you go, and it'll all make sense.